All right, welcome everybody to another episode of O365A. So today's episode is going to be different. We're doing a new video series on all of the new, I guess, certified video interop vendors for Microsoft Teams. So in Ignite this past in September 2018, Microsoft announced that Polycom, Pexip, and BlueJeans were the certified or soon to be certified partners for their video interop services with Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to pass it on to Curtis to lead us out.
Yeah, so video interop. Microsoft Teams allows for video devices and video room systems, third-party ones that are standards-based, based on SIP and H323, to connect to participate into a Teams meeting. So these are existing Cisco Tandberg devices. And this is important because if a company's made investments in these devices, you'll want to leverage them in Microsoft Teams if Teams is your video conferencing solution. So this is different than Skype room systems. Skype room systems, those devices run native software which connect natively to Microsoft Teams. VTC Interop is really allowing these third-party video conferencing systems and video devices to participate in Microsoft Teams meeting. So that's it in a nutshell, and I'll just pass it over to Michael. He'll talk a little more about the architecture behind VTC.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the kind of a high-level architecture of the solution, you have your Microsoft Teams service, you have your organizers that are enabled for one of these, cloud video interop solutions. So all three of them: the Polycom Real Connect for Teams, Pexip's Infinity for Microsoft Teams, and BlueJeans Gateway for Microsoft Teams. So these are all certified as of the end of October. And so once you enable the meeting organizer, the service, they'll add when they schedule a Teams meeting, these VTC meeting join coordinates are going to be added to the bottom of the meeting invite. And then you're going to have your video room device or system. And so you're going to go into this device and you're either going to manually dial the meeting invite details, or if you have, you'll have this service, it's like one touch join or one touch dial service that you can have the click to join from the device calendar. And then once that device tries to join, you're going to have the media going to and from this room going up to the partner solution. So the partner solution really is a breakdown of the partner secret sauce, which we hope to get some insights with these interviews. And then it passes to the Microsoft Teams Interop bot. And then this Interop bot is built in Azure, and it's built on top of the Communication Services SDK. From there, it gets passed into the Microsoft Teams service.
Yeah, so in terms of, you're probably wondering, why would somebody want to even get involved in this or go down this path? And, I think there's a couple things to talk about here. A lot of enterprises have some investment, maybe some have a lot of investment in these standards-based room systems, H323 devices. And so, they didn't want to just have to rip that equipment out. So these interop solutions came around, and they've been around for a bit now and allowed you to connect these solutions into Skype. And so I'm working with a few customers that have these 323 solutions built in, and they work nicely with Skype. And as Michael mentioned, you can just walk into these rooms, and instead of that laborious 15-minute process of joining a meeting, it's just a one-click join, literally, to get into a Skype meeting, and away you go, and people are being productive at the top of the hour when the meeting starts, and not 15 minutes later. So this is one of the big reasons for doing this. And then obviously in this transition from Skype to Teams, we're going to want to continue to leverage that equipment and allow the users to have both Skype and Teams meetings using these. So it'll be interesting to hear about the vendors' perspectives on how that may work, and it will be again something to keep an eye on in terms of wondering if you're already using these solutions today, like how are we going to transition from doing Skype meetings to Teams meetings?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at these devices or the service internally. We have a bunch of trios with the Visual Plus. We have a bunch of group series that are registered right now to Skype for Business. This video interop allows these devices to use kind of their failback VTC tech in the device to join into a Teams meeting. The big thing for us is, these trios right now don't have the Teams client yet. That's still in tap. And we've heard that the Visual Plus is probably not going to be supported natively in Teams. So we want to repurpose that equipment. So we're looking at these video interop services.
Hey, Michael, do you know, I could see the one-click join being very, very useful. Does that depend typically on the vendor?
Yeah, so that's part of their offering, or it might be a third party. I know PEXIP has a third party that they've partnered with to provide that service. I know Polycom has their one-touch dial service that you basically redirect the device's calendar to their service, and it does authentication to the device's calendar and kind of repurposes the meeting invite join experience so that on the device it's just one-click join. And then they have a cloud relay for the Cisco devices. So some interesting tech that's layered on top to kind of make that full solution. I'm actually quite excited to hear about the BlueJean software because I haven't had much exposure on that. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to dive into each vendor and just see how they differ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I think as these are all going to be technical interviews, we brought on a technical expert from each vendor so that we can have this discussion with and hopefully get a little bit more insight from for ourselves and everybody else listening in. All right, everybody, thanks for listening on, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video series.
Thanks. We'll see you later.
See you guys.